very twisted and complicated one. Sometimes there may be no specific standard on this issue of relationship and responsibility. And we need to understand, get to that point where we begin to know some of these things, because we have been so fashioned with some mentalities, ideologies, like I said the first time, and we are living with it to the detriment of our own relationship. And that's the reason why most times some of us are suffering the delay that we are suffering, because somebody told you years back that if you are in a relationship, it has to be this way. So they did not create room for any flexibility. They did not create room for any rivers. They just told you this is how it should be. And I don't know where they got the standard from. Because if you look at the biblical perspective of a relationship, you will not have any clear portion of the scripture telling you you are to buy this, you are the one to do this, unless when it gets down to the greater commitment of paying traditional rights. That is the only place you can see in the scripture where it is the responsibility of the man who looked for the wife or the wife to be to go now, pay the needful, which is in a way, and in fact totally customary. And this is an idea that sometimes we do not understand. For our church, as Presbyterians, we believe that the day you pay your dowry, whether in the presence of two people, provided the parents of your bride to be were present and that consented, that is the day you got married. Whether there was a ceremony of traditional marriage or not, for we as Reformed, we say that that was the day you got married. For instance, if you paid your dowry in closed doors and you didn't want to make anything public, the one we call indoor. Indoor now, there's nothing like indoor now, because our indoor now is even more, glamorous than what wedding we used to see. Those days, indoor means you pick one friend of yours as a guy. You go to, and one member of your family who will speak for you. You go to your bride-to-be's family, they sit down with just few immediate family members, do the payment, do whatever they are doing, and you leave. Then you can now prepare for the ceremony. But today, indoors are not like that. You come with league of friends. Then the family will invite people for indoor. That is what is happening. But our church is not against it in any sense, but is emphasizing a point that it is you who is killing yourself about marriage. The church is not saddling you with any burden. They said any day you pay dowry or bride price, anyhow you call it, whether behind closed doors or in front of closed doors or open doors, you are married. And that is why when you come for wedding, we do not allow you to sit as a woman at the right hand of your husband. Take note, begin to observe our weddings. The day you come to do wedding, as a woman, normally you were supposed to sit, who has not been married, you were supposed to sit at the right hand of your husband until after the exchange of rings, you return. But the church said no, these people you're dealing with are married already. So what we are doing is a ceremony and formality. So as you process in, you are processing to sit at your rightful position. That's woman, you sit at the left-hand side of your gentleman to show that traditionally you're not owing. The question we ask you is just a formality. Are you owing? Are you not owing? You say, I have cleared, and that's all. Now that is, I'm stressing this point because that's the only responsibility that is spelled out even in the scriptures and customarily, that a man must be the one to shoulder the responsibility of paying your traditional right, call it bride price. But it is also with understanding and wisdom. This responsibility can be indirectly or secretly shouldered by the woman under the umbrella of the husband. Understanding. So I don't know who sold this idea of he must be the one to do this, and that's the struggle we have to settle today. So let me start before I open up the links for questions and maybe comments. The idea of relationship, I say emphatically, has no definite standard anywhere. In continents, different backgrounds, people practice different things. But let us narrow it down within Christendom and the Presbyterian Church of Nigeria. We are talking to us today that when you are in a relationship that you know that is active and is something that may eventually lead to marriage, the idea of responsibility, call it cultural roles, is not in any way shared, whether 50, 60, 70, 80, whatever, by anybody. It is based on the understanding of the key players in the field. You work by understanding. My relationship with Esther may not be the same with the relationship with Bro Obi and Benjamin. It depends. And that is why understanding is key, even to marriage, even to friendship, and even to relationship you call engagement or courtship. We can just say, okay, Esther, I want to get married. We are dating. And I have the capacity financially to meet Esther's need. And I will never bother Esther to say, you have to buy your wig. I buy everything for Esther, and I even go to the point of telling Esther, I don't want you to work, I don't want you to do anything. I'll be paying you monthly salary. Will you stop me from doing that? No, maybe not answer me that. Will you stop me from doing that? That is my own understanding about relationship. And it is happening in this our world. People pay their girlfriends. I know of my friend who was collecting money like that from the guy. Pay you salary, take care 100% of your needs. Because why? The guy has the capacity. But if you come to a case where the girl is of more capacity than the guy, yet with understanding, can be footing the guy's bill, taking care of the guy, making him the ideal guy that she wants, and nobody will hear about it. What did I say? Understanding. So there is no standard anyway. Then in the other sense, I have mentioned two levels and categories. One, the guy can shoulder all the responsibilities and you keep going. Relationship smooth. The other way in the reverse, the girl can also, with understanding, shoulder responsibilities, but hiding it under the identity of the guy. Then the other way can also be shared based on the level of the people involved. You're doing something, you are gainfully employed, maybe you're a business person, and I'm doing something, I don't have full capacity. We can say, okay, when it has to do with hair, shoe, this, that, I will be doing for you. But when it has to do with this other one, you can do for yourself. Again, it has to be by agreement through the understanding you have in your relationship. So for Reverend David, there is no specific standard for you to say it has to be 50, 60, 70, or 30. But the truth is that from our cultural background, we are taught, or we were taught when we were growing up, that it is the responsibility of a man to shoulder the responsibility of the marriage, or call it relationship. And so we grew up with that mentality, and we are now making it or idolizing it and giving it a religious name, that it must be like that. And I don't know who said that. And because of that, so many young ladies have crashed out of very important relationships. Because the day your guy goes down financially and can no longer meet your need, you say, what kind of guy is this that cannot even buy me ordinary hair or wig? And because of that, since he can no longer meet your need, but he is husband enough to marry you, you back out. Because your interest is who will take care of my need. Is that all you need in a relationship? Until you are able to define your relationship clearly, you may always, and you will always miss the actual goal and target. So my point of emphasis today in this our brief discussion is that the percentage of responsibility borne by any individual in marriage, in relationship, depends on the understanding of the individuals. But in the normal cultural setting, it is believed that the guy should be the major financier of every relationship. But I am calling you out of that idea for the sake of making your relationship work. And I want to leave you hanging so that from here, having stirred up your minds and all the philosophy and psychology and all whatever, I want you to now begin to process it, using your current relationship as a yardstick to measure up what I am saying, whether or not it is possible or it is true, and possible challenges if it happens this way. But for Reverend David, my position is that anybody can bear the responsibility provided there is capacity. Thank you very much, and God bless you. I don't know why marriage is just coming out. Okay, because I'm married now. Thank you very much. Can we take our questions now? Feel free. Ask any kind of question, because you may not have an audience to ask such questions outside now. As I'm waiting for questions, I was at St. Paul's. They said I was the last speaker and they gave me 20 minutes. But when to handle this same subject. But when we got there, thank God your secretary, president was there. When we got there, the last speaker, they were just looking at the time. And we started. Well, when I started and we're talking, it was like they didn't want to go again. And you need to see queue of questions. Some of them were asking two times, and until night met us there. Rain fell and met us there. And inside I went on the rain. Pastor just coordinated something very, very interesting. And that's what I want us to make this one look like. Just feel free. Even though the targeted audience are not much today, but can we just ask certain questions? You can hear and tell others. That's the beauty of knowledge. Okay, let's take from CBN. CBN, I'll see you after. Very important.
So what if, as a woman, you have the ability or capacity to do that, and the man feels as if you're desperate? In that context, what would you do?
That was the first question I expected, and you gave it. This is a probable case. That is why I said it depends on who you are dating. Do you know that why some men feel that way? Some men are praying for women or ladies or girls who are gainfully employed to reduce the burden from them. Even when you're gainfully employed, they will still want to be a man. Let me tell you the truth, gentlemen. Always try to be who you are, even when your spouse has so much. Be a man. Take note. Maybe you didn't understand me. No matter how your girlfriend get money rich, try to be a man. Try and do something. Don't just sit there like one dog. She buys everything. She pays the rent. She does everything. No, you must try to be a man, at least in one dimension. Now, your question. What if I am the girl here in the relationship and I finance everything in our relationship and the young guy is now seeing it as desperation? Then my answer number one is that the young man, number one, is not supposed to be your boyfriend. Number two, the young man in question is loaded with pride. And number three, the young man in question lacks understanding in relationship. If you browse that man carefully, you will decode the reason for his coming. Very, very important. Because a man or a young guy who came to you with the idea of marriage, that is where the problem is. Not every relationship ends in marriage. Some people are just coming to register their names because they are placed somewhere and they just want to register their name and they follow sleep with you. Yes. And as soon as they get what they are looking for, you will start seeing them technically and tactically withdrawing. You are not calling again, they were busy. Were you not busy when you were looking for me in the first instance? What other employment did you get that is making you so busy? So, if you are in that kind of relationship, first step, call the young man to order. He said, Uncle, I am doing this because I know that you don't have the capacity to do. Any day God blesses you with a job, I will refrain and take my place as the female while you become the man. Don't start with trouble. How you going to say, are they desperate? Am I not supposed to? In every relationship, you must handle issues with wisdom, calmness, and humility. No matter how correct you are in a relationship, wisdom, whether it is marriage or whatever, wisdom is profitable to direct. Humility and calmness, the way you approach issues, the fire that would have brewed out of it can be quenched. And you begin to ask yourself, how will they handle that matter? What would you say go end the relationship? Wisdom, calmness, and humility. And when you talk to your guy, say, it is not desperation. I don't want you to be the way you are thinking you should be. That is why it is not in my name, but it is in your name. Nobody knows about this. But I'm trying to do what you would have done if you had money. But since you do not have, that's why I am doing that. But if the guy still insists, but does not have in his pocket to finance what he was supposed to finance, and you're still doing it and he's still complaining, until you have only met a peacock that will never submit. You know peacock now? When they do feather like this, even when he never chop, they do like this. So you have eventually met somebody that will never submit no matter what happens tomorrow in the future. So I want to advise you that is in that kind of relationship, anybody, if the person cannot understand you at that level, please excuse yourself and go. See, there is no time. And that's what I want you to understand. There is no time to waste time. Some of you have lingered in relationship unnecessarily long. What have you achieved in it? We have come to a time where you look at yourself and say, okay, me, the relationship where I go enter now, I am entering because I'm heading to marriage. And you tell yourself intentionally, that's where you're going to. Until you define the journey of your relationship, you will always be jumping from window to door. So if your partner does not understand your sacrifice, please, and after explanation, long-term details, and he does not want to understand, Remember, if you get married to him, he will never appreciate your effort even as a wife in the home. So excuse yourself out of the relationship and look for another man that will understand you at that point. Thank you very much. Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir.
Next question, please. Next question. Please ask questions. St. Paul's got me talking until I even forgot that time.
I wasn't here when she asked the question, but the explanation has given me an insight of the question she asked. And I would like to add a little to what you said. Most times, if a lady is caught up in the web where she's mostly the financier of that relationship, I believe sometimes communication to help somebody matters. It's not about talking to the person, believing that, okay, one day when you get a job, I'll withdraw my support. Most times, some guys, when they catch up with some ladies like that, they become very lazy to do something. So may I feel that additionally, what most ladies should do, which most guys do to the ladies, is that the lady that makes guys, just as guys makes ladies. If you know that you have some financial leverage over the guy, you cannot talk the guy into starting up something for himself, whereby you financing it. Not by saying take holistic cost of all the things, but pushing the guy into doing something reasonable for himself. There are no doubt, I know that some persons may take advantage and abuse it, but there are some guys who will tell you today that I am what I am today because of the lady that came into my life. By pushing, by motivation, and making sure that I do something for myself. Because some of these are ladies that are carried away by love and feeling that if there's a holding a guy, the guy could be publicly well represented, well spoken, dressing well, intelligent. So some of those qualities may make them to deny some of the basic factors that most of them are lazy when they see advantage of ladies who have money. So you take advantage of those leverage from those qualities from the guy, and say you can also support the guy to do something for himself by the support, not only financing the relationship by feeding him, clothing him, also make him do something for himself. I think that's little like
Thank you very much. Maybe, okay, like you said, you came in and the question was really true. If you understand my flow of ideas and thought, I told you, sit down with your guy. Did I say so? Discuss. And your discussion is not really on how can a guy become gainfully employed. It could be as a result of, okay, since I'm the one who has the money, I am still financing you. Can you give me your ideas? What do you want to do? At least outside job, like a civil service or white collar thing. What do you want to do? When you discuss, a proud guy will not want to tell a story that he is what he is because of you. He will still not accept it. That was my point. I said that is why understanding calmness and humility is required at this point. Because there are some people who suggest, hey, now woman will come give me money. The kind of ego I have seen, I've had those cases again and again. He said somebody will give me money, it shouldn't be again, for what? So how will I be telling my story? Does it really matter? And that's the same point Edgar is trying to amplify. That is what I'm saying. Some people would, as young boys, will never, because of where, I don't know who taught them that kind of thing, where they are. In fact, I suspect such people because it's like that relationship no go end for tangible matter. So they will not want to take so much of you so that tomorrow you will not lay curse on them when in case the thing doesn't work. Yes, that's why you see them play that kind of pride and display of ego. But like I told my sister and everybody who heard her question, it is wisdom. If I know that my relationship is heading towards marriage, it is wisdom ahead, take note, ahead of your marriage. Establish. Look for ways. If you have connections where he can get a job based on what he studied, if he's an educated person, connect the person. Like I said, after all, we guys connect women who want to marry and they get them employed and we marry them. So why can't the other person? I think this is the responsibility we are talking about. If it is on the part of the girl, you have the links, give it to him. If only he go aim for marriage and you're sure. But if the person came and want to prove a point and you suggest all these things to the person, I bet maybe you start to work. No. My brother, they work for so and so company and he say they get opening. He say, no. I know they like to work. Now your brother, me, I'll go work on them. For what? You see this kind of thing. That ego and pride. Leave that gentleman alone. Because the person wants to prove a point that He is what he is because of himself. But marriage is not like that. Even to some of us who are married till today, till tomorrow, I used to tell sometimes in my own marriage, my wife is of more capacity than myself. You know our kind of job. I'm even telling her that I want to see her. I want to ask her of money. Now, when I don't have this money like this, and she's trying to do one business, free, nobody's controlling her. She does business. Sometimes she will just go out, buy everything we need in the house. She's here, you can compare. She will go out. I will take her out. Now me they get the machine. Now me they carry out. Go supermarket, but now she buy. Then we come back. So who now tell you who buy the thing? If I don't tell you now, will you know? No. You don't know. And we are moving. So you must keep your head low. If you don't have, humble. There is no gain in pride with emptiness. Humble. Get what you want, balance your life, and keep moving. But when you resist, even when you don't have, you don't want to be humble. It's a problem. And you, the girl, be ready to develop your relationship, even when it means sacrificing your money and everything just to make your relationship work. But if somebody resists help, that person don't get better future. May God help us in Jesus' name. All right. Okay, next question. Okay, the class is increasing. Next question. Come, why would I not get a question? Go ahead. You don't have a question? And I just spoke. Okay,
the question is going from this particular subject. Okay. You hit a very striking point there where some guys are scared to collect money from ladies because of the idea that if it doesn't work, ladies are quick to make it look like after all I have done for you. So in a situation whereby guys are hovering around circumstances like, what is the advice to us guys to see how we can handle that aspect? Because that thing is affecting us seriously. The reason why we don't openly brace the idea that I can fund me. So we do it very conically so that tomorrow you so what's your advice to us men so we can handle that aspect of our life?
Okay, praise the Lord. You see, I said from the beginning, define what your relationship should be. Set your goals. Are you heading for marriage or you just want to cash cruise? This is the determinant of whatever transpires within the relationship. I am meeting Esther for the first time. And not as if I'm seeing her for the first time. There is no way you just see a girl at first sight. Something would have happened. You go down the like before you go graduate to law. And I met her. I said, Esther, I like you. Can we go talking? And you started talking. And in the process of talking, guys are studying. And when they now find peace to tell you, okay, can we start something? As a responsible Christian youth, what are you looking for in a relationship if you do not end in marriage? Are you a harlot? I don't understand. If I don't have anything to do with her, I should have seen her as the ideal mother of my children. Because she was not alone. There were other girls, but I abandoned them and went to her. Then I would have seen a wife, prospective. I would have seen a very good mother of my kids. Then I went to her. Now that I have come to you, if I came with that mindset of marrying you, but because of the uncertainties of tomorrow, it can fall either ways. The girl can wake up one day and say, girl as they do me. It be like say, this is a relationship no work. I think you know that girls used to dumb boys. Yes. You wake up one day and say, it is finished. And when it is finished comes from the female folk, they pain her. Because traditionally and culturally, it is finished is supposed to come from where? The man. So when it comes from the rivers, they pain her. And because of again these uncertainties. But what wisdom are you to apply? Let us do an open relationship. Give your terms. Everybody will enter a relationship, get waiting in like and waiting in like. True or false? In case, that is the language you use. In case you know what, then we marry. No. So you are not fair bound that it must end in marriage. But some of you don't bring this subject to 3 months later, or 3 months coming, or in time, we go get married. Now you have raised the hope of an innocent girl. And now she came on out, giving you even money she stole And you are enjoying the money. And then you woke up one day. Looked at her. Every year, that money is giving you still. I cannot marry a thief. And you think if she costs you, it will not. This is just why we are afraid. It's not even the guys alone. Even girls, they fear, they do those things. Even when there are some of you, true or false, there are people you will not eat their money. Okay, they run there now. You get guys when you know agree chop their money because you know say you don't go work home. So you are eating that money, you're collecting money with refrain. So, to all of you who listen to the question, if you are a young man, first and foremost, define your relationship. Am I going to get married to Esther? If the answer is yes from my heart, yet I have not done my engagement, your actions will tell. Every girl knows it. Your action will tell. And if you're moving and you begin to take actions, somebody dates you 4, 5 years, you know, show you ring, and you're still there. Are you a house rat? That is not a member of the household, but is living around. And people come, Alpha, I mean, like you, are they relationship? And they walk past. Even your original husband as the will of God, you walk past. You did relationship. Then one fateful day, the thing I hear about you, I know please sleep for 5 nights. And because of that, I prayed about it. I prayed. And God told me, that is not your way. And as at that time, your wife don't walk up. So, young guys, when you define your relationship, give all your best. Collect whatever is coming to you. If you are privileged to have a girl that is even financing you, collect. But in your collecting, we want to see what you're doing with the collecting. That is another sign you see that this guy is not real. He's a scam. He collect from you, give another person. Do you understand that? Collect from you, give another person. And you're still there. Even blind Bartimaeus knew that Jesus was the one around. Blind Bartimaeus knew. Son of David. So if you're not seeing, can't you hear? And so by the time your relationship goes this way, there is no need to be scared that anything can happen. And so if you're not sure of your relationship, cut your long throat and stop eating too much as a glutton. Because you go chop until when he hang you, you don't go know how to vomit or even pay back. There are some guys that if you forcefully end their relationship, they will drag you, you must pay. And there are some girls too that will drag you, not physical dragging, spiritual dragging, and you remain inside that relationship. And some cases when you come on, even to see fly, say yes to you in the relationship is a problem. You will never settle with anybody. And you, the next thing now, the spot of call is, Pastor, something is wrong with me. Return back the money you ate before we start. So that question Elder asked is very, very connected to what CBN asked. So wisdom is again very clear. And the definition of your relationship is yet another one. So the place of sincerity is what will give you the guarantee to collect money. Me, I used to collect from my wife that time because I was going to marry her. I used to collect. And today, she cannot hold me anyhow because I have even paid back until she's now owing me. So it's a two-way thing. Collect now and pay later. Marriage credit at the end. And you know, man, they can borrow in marriage. If I'm joking, even ask me this time, all of us. You go to the I'll give you. Now lie, they give you anything. But you will not hear us. That is how the relationship was supposed to be. May God give us more wisdom in Jesus' name. It did not start today. Even in the scripture, it is there. Go and take the daughter of this person. It is there. The problem should not be the issue of prophetic matchmaking. The issue should be, is the prophetic matchmaking true? If it is true, you can't scatter it. You can't struggle against the will of God. That's the first place. The problem is that most of the prophetic matchmaking is a scam. And again, even our church found herself in that twist. There was this thing that happened in our church that infidelity among ministers became the order of the day. Yes. And the whole law fell on the head of junior ministers. They now came up with a law. Years ago, he said, as you graduate from the college, before your ordination, you must marry. The only thing that guarantees your ordination must be marriage. So when you finish during your probationary year, you must carry woman, marry her. And so many ministers were just picking at random because they don't want to miss ordination. And they were just married. 85% of those marriages are not working again. You know the reason. They married because of a reason. Outside marriage, they needed an ordination. Now they have it. Their eyes are now open. Beautiful girls with figure 8.2. Don't they do for church now? And now their eyes are open now. They say, oh boy, you be ordination wife. I am now looking for the bone of my bone now. So you see ministers playing two hands. Some of them have been disciplined. Some of them, their homes are broken. Not outside in our church. So when the church saw the wildfire, they say no. Now we put the law. The law no favor us. Let's reverse it. And they now allow us. Pick anywhere, anytime you want to pick. If you are called to be a eunuch, glory be to God. If you want to marry at age 70, you're on your own. But make sure that you remain faithful. Because any day you marry and you divorce and you come back to remarry, we will not allow you. And that is the matter that PCN is still holding now. Started a relationship, and Esther was actually the will of God for him. For certain reasons best known to God. And for maybe one or two human character and nature. You say, I don't like Esther. After many years of dating, and you broke up with Esther, and now came, pick Benjamin. And when you pick Benjamin, in Benjamin, you found the shame. In Benjamin, you found the money. But in Benjamin, you found no peace. In Benjamin, again, in most cases, your life will become a U-turn from what it was when you were with this one. And you will start, even with Benjamin, your heart is still with Esther. You don't find peace, but you have every material need with her. You have every physical attraction with her, but your heart is not really at peace with this one. What do you think is happening to you? You pushed out the original agenda of God, and you took out of your permissive will, and God is still reminding you, your breakthrough. Don't joke with marriage. Determining whether you're going to be poor or rich in life is anchored on marriage. For he that finds a wife finds a good thing and does what? Obtains favor. It's not a joke. There are places you will never go until you get married. Write it down and challenge me. Even after now, after August, challenge me. I will answer your call. There are things that will never happen to you until you get married. And the reason why it is so is because God has placed those things in the head of your wife. So your duty now is to find that wife. And so when you see the wife, you may not like her appearance, but she's still the will of God for you. And so, when you see this kind of situation, sir, check the pastor that is doing the matchmaking. Number two, begin to check the relationship between the people involved and the pastor. Because some of this prophetic thing is out of sentiment. Number two, out of emotion. What you think should have been. But is it the will of God? So, a counselor must be at the central position. Bring two people together, whether this was your brother or your sister. In the job of counseling, you must be neutral. Say your say and allow them to do their do. So that tomorrow when it happens, you will be at the center again and tell them, you see, I gave you my advice, you didn't listen to me. Whatever happens to you, take responsibility. So, sir, if the matchmaking does not agree with what you are going for and looking for, there is no law tied to that. Go back to your God and ask for a confirmation. If you don't get it, follow your heart. Because tomorrow, the pastor will not marry that woman for you. He will marry your woman. Robbie, you don't come on. Next question, I saw another hand. Okay, Mama.
Praise the Lord.
Be audible so that everybody
in
can
a
hear.
situation where both the male and the female, they know that they are meant for each other, and then the parents,
Did they answer that question?
their parents, as in the situation where both the man and the woman, they know that they are meant for each other.
Okay.
They are God's will for each other.
Okay.
But the parents, or maybe the man,
Don't agree.
Yes, they don't agree. In that situation, what will you do?
Now let us understand this. Times have changed. You understand me? Times have changed. Gone are those days where parents do the matchmaking for us. Those days, you know, it was not an Igbo tradition like we have painted it to look like. It was not a thing, only peculiar with the Igbo extraction. Even in my own place, my mother married because during the Civil War, soldiers were carrying young girls and just marrying them. Some of them, they took them and they left it today. Nobody knows where they are. So my mother told us, he said, during that time, she was just Her breasts were just nothing. She was just showing those pubic kind of nature. Maturity small. And the father and mother said, as he fat so, if we live and these soldiers go carry and go, you will never see your daughter. Since there is a man that is already liking this girl, can we fasten the marriage, whether with anything or nothing, so that we can always be seeing our daughter? That was how my mother got married to my father. Originally, she was not prepared. So circumstances can also bring that. But now, I love Esther. You must be the one. I love Esther, and I want to marry her. And my parents said, Esther, no, we don't marry. I think you're from Mende. Wrong way. Yala. Say, no, we don't marry Yala people. We don't have any relationship with Yala people. So long as Esther is from Yala, Esther can never be your wife. But me, I know that Esther, from the Christian angle, is my wife. What do I do? As you approach your father or your parents, do not talk as though you're deciding for them. Wisdom. Explain reasons to them why you think Esther should be your wife. They resist you. The closest family members should come into the matter. Let them explain things. They resist you. Get your pastor involved in the matter. There is no way your parents will be so hardened that they will not open a window for you. Let me show you the window. They will open this window. Well, since we don't tell you, say, we need to marry Yala people, we don't like Esther. And you still stand your ground, say, you go marry Esther. Take your decision. But remember, anything will happen to you. And you know that nothing will happen to you. Under that clause, go and get married. And pray that God will prove them wrong. If it is the will of God, they will always agree with you at the end. Any day Esther comes with bag of rice and tin tomatoes and give to them and tell Mama, come spend omugo with me. Papa, I say I send you money. I beg, just carry this one whole side. They will forget the yala saga and trouble and sentiment, and they will now understand that, okay, our son did not make mistake. Do not fight them, because the blessings of parents are very important in marriage. But there are cases that even when your father refuses to come, a member of the family can assume the responsibility of your father, and your marriage will still do well. But that is in the extreme. But in the normal circumstances, you need to have both parents for a spiritual handing over. But when they don't agree and they fight and say it will not work, please find out reasons why they are saying it should not work. Maybe your father would have slept with Esther's wife. Yes, there are cases like that. Your father would have had sexual knowledge with Esther's mother. You entering there again, it means say Papa and Pikin, they for one family. If it is based on that, back out, please. For the sake of morality and spiritual cleansing, no enter that family again. But when it is the will of God, whatever mistakes that were made, that is if only you can understand the will of God. Whatever mistakes that were made by our fathers can be waved aside by God because of the sake of Esther. That is the point. But don't fight your parents and say, see, make a tell now, whether or not you like it, Esther will be my wife. Any day you take that position, hey, you have only drawn a battle line. Even the gods of your village will join and fight you because you have shown disrespect against your own parents. Are we together here? Yes. Auntie? Yes. In case, that's what I'm saying. If it happens, pastor will talk, immediate family members will talk. Your father cannot be too hard on your mother. They will listen to somebody, at least one person, and they will give them reason. And that matter will be settled. Next question. Robbie, you have come back now. Next question. You sure? Okay. Brother.
I observe something these days. We are easy to give out aura for aura.
Okay.
This period. One person will do something and we want to retaliate, and I think it's been a problem with some persons. That's the first question. How can we manage that? And then the second question is, for men, when they are down, if you are financially, they like to withdraw. They like to just be on their spaces. Not as if they don't want to continue in the relationship or in the marriage or something, but they don't want that space. So how then do their partners,
Honest.
female most especially, now get to that point where they don't see it as if they are withdrawing from the relationship, other than them trying to get balance with yourself.
Second question is very, very important and will remain all time relevant. But let's begin with the first one. These days, we are very oral. I'm learning a new language today. Very oral. So there's need for everybody to study oral English. Yes, because in marriage, you must be oral. Now, but the oral he's talking about, the oralness is the negative one. Where you talk, the talk no go land ground, and there is a back to sender. Because even pastors are doing back to sender now. So why won't people in relationship do back to sender? So there is an immediate back to sender. Ladies and gentlemen, and people of God, let me say this to us. My mother will always tell her sisters, say, listen to this, my advice. Marriage is deep. Any woman that must make it in marriage must not go into marriage with her head and her mouth, but you must go into marriage with your heart. We were not understanding. We were laugh as children. It is now that I am understanding. If you go to marriage with your mouth, meaning that you cannot spare your husband with anything or for any reason, or your boy, it start from dating you. If you just talk, who you be? Is it because I just managed to marry you or to come and date you? Can't you see the level of the guys? You know that I dated before. Oh, they had the level, but the relationship did not work. Of what use is this? You cannot, for once, have your guy talk to you and say, I don't like what you did, without standing up like a barrister to defend yourself and even pressing charges against your guy in a relationship that you're hoping to get married. Our cultural values does not permit that. It is out of place scripturally. If not, why would Sarah humble herself to a point of calling Abraham my Lord? And that was the reason why she gave Abraham a wrong advice. Abraham could not resist because Abraham don't really collect the law from Sarah. All the respect. Anybody with respect you can whine you. Yes, that is the mumu button of every man. I'm telling you an open secret. Every man get mumu button. The mumu button is respect, and that's why you see Apostle Paul hammering on it. Why? Respect. Some versions say honor. There is no point being in a relationship, even if you are the one financing the relationship. You must learn humility with your wealth. Even if you are the one that is Queen Elizabeth of Nigeria, please humble yourself. If not, what God will do to you does not exist anywhere. He can just discard you from that relationship and bring a small girl more beautiful than you times 7 and will still be humble. This idea of me and they tolerate and they take nonsense. So you are not ready for marriage. Go to market where people talk to customers and don't tolerate. Yes, if you are ready to be in a relationship that will eventually end in marriage, I'm speaking to the young ladies now. Please, no matter how talented you are in speech making and writing, learn to be quiet for once. We know that that's your spiritual gift. Yes, you cannot deny that. Oxford University just made a research now in alliance with Lagos State University, and they said that in a day, the maximum number of words that a woman should speak is 8,000. That is, you no talk, 8,000 from morning till night, 24 hours, the minimum. Then for a guy, 2,000. So you can see the reason why sometimes guys will always want to be in their own space. Some of them don't finish their 2,000 speech or words. So if you want even your marriage to work, you must learn to guide your mouth. It is not everything you respond to in a relationship. Take note. That is a sign of humility and respect. It is not as if you cannot respond, but because of the respect you have for the person, calm down. But again, there are some annoying guys who you should never date. They will even talk more than you. They are very abusive and they are very disrespectful. And when you find yourself in that kind of relationship, to better avoid casualty, the Redeemer will advise you, walk away. Because women cannot condone, those peers that come from the mouth of a man, attacking them. But a man can just open his chest. You hit him, you keep quiet. in nobody else, no one respond. But it is not so with women. We are differently knitted and built. But in our 8,000 minimum words that God has given to us per day, let us be careful to filter and choose carefully when to answer, what to say. Because I challenge you. No man will want to marry a nagging wife. Ask anybody. No man wants to marry a nagging wife because you have already written your death sentence. You die before your time. You buy a shoe, he quarrel you. You give a recharge card, he quarrel you. You don't give up, he quarrel you. So you cannot survive in that kind of relationship. That is the reason why some of you, your relationships will never work, because every small opportunity the guy sees you, say I'm there. Now where they come up from, take up so. You have been away for about, is it that any time you see somebody you're nagging? So when you get married to somebody now and the person tries to correct you, you must respond. That is the reason why you must know who you're marrying. Some people are Mike Tyson. Some people are Tony Joshua. Some people, the Undertakers. They can lift you up and smash you because of the things you said. And they can get you well beaten. You see some people having scars. They are not tribal marks. They were not family bed marks. They are as a result of their oratory display. So you must be very, very careful. No matter how you talk, learn what they call self-control. Are we together? Yes. There are sometimes you don't answer to things. Just keep quiet. That's how to work on yourself. As he hurt you, just try to be quiet. Then you can gradually kill that nature. If you think I'm lying, ask women who talk very well. Ask them to count how many times they have been beaten. They have forgotten. They have lost count of it. Because men don't tolerate. And now when things hassle, as a thing to settle matters for house, you can't even add me quarrel. That's beating all the time. Then the second question, you don't have and you want to withdraw in a relationship. Withdraw and go to where? Are you an ATM? Are you withdrawing to? It is happening even in marriages that we are into. It is in the nature of man. When you see a guy bragging, check his pocket. His pocket is overbalanced. He's balanced. Then you see them come out. Small event, you see them come out. If it's cocoa time, like our cocoa guys, they say, I'll lock you for 7 days now. 7 days, I'll lock you. They don't fight with their hands when there's cocoa. They just carry phone. Some no even go police station to go write statement. They'll just call some messer. They come, they pick it. Say, when I keep on there till 7 o'clock in the evening. You know what can go. Why is he doing that? He's balanced. But if you see a humble man, you will know that that man, something is wrong with the man. Because his pocket is capped. And in that time of that man's life, you will see us withdraw. Even we who are married, like me. If that's your condition, then you are like me. You are even an introvert financially too. So when the money no day, you are calm. That is where I used to have problem with my wife. Yes. When I'm not balanced, my brain is working more when I don't get money. Yes. Every guy where carry responsibility understand this. Your brain is still thin. How go take care? In case responsibility comes. Yeah. And at that time, you need your space. I will just be quiet. And trust women now. My wife will just quiet. The detergent don't finish you. She don't even read my mood. She did not read my mood. And she just came sometimes, very, very tactically. He will just come. Walk. Stand by the door. The detergent don't finish you. I will not respond. She will just walk. That thing you said is troubling me, but I will still not answer you. Because of what use is the answer when there is no action? I will not answer you. But the woman will not understand. And she will come. I will talk to you and I said it. No, I don't know how you're going to make your woman understand this. This is where the problem comes. Sir, we are all in the same shoe. When it happens like this, please, let me advise you. If you can try it, it will work for you. Just make it bold and tell your girl. Things no clear. There are so many languages to declare your poverty. Just say, area no balance. Things no Clear. Just give me some time. Even when you're not expecting money, just give me small time. Get where I've been expect cash made from. That's the man for you. He gonna give you the wrong. Then he does the balance himself. He wants to be a man. There is nobody that is owing him any money, but he has to be a man. Not that he get somebody maybe they owe me and do business. Just wait small, because he's hoping that things may change. But for you to say, one day I told my wife, I said, see, I beg, auntie, when you ask me something and you see me at the quiet, from today, don't know say, you know this. So even if I answer you, you know will come. If I don't answer you, you know will come. And you know what she told me? She said, but at least answer me. If you are not ready for marriage, don't come. Oh. Don't come. He said, even if you know day, at least make I answer and tell her, say, you know day. She had a reason. I didn't understand. And I said, wait, okay, if I answer you, I don't buy her. If I don't answer you, I don't buy her. And she now told me, sometimes that I'm asking you does not mean that me, I don't have the money. But if you answer me, that's I must declare my state of poverty before she will not buy it. So I must not tell her, okay, I broke her, I not get to say, okay, my husband does not have. Now she will now go and buy that same thing she was telling me to buy. Uncle, understanding is the best. So make your state known so that they will not go and meet the father and say, my husband say, make you come go collect loan for a head, he will pay you next week. And you don't know that your husband is trying to die now because of poverty. So if you don't tell her, you may run into trouble. She can enter somewhere, collect credit in your name, and come into the house with the hope that, I beg, give me your card, now go do transfer. But the money is gone already. And you may never know it. So please, state clearly what exactly you are going through. And for you young ladies, there is this ideology with you. You believe that men can never go broke. How many of you used to believe that? No, be sincere. No matter how big man must get something, carry a man. Today, when I no agree, today, when I no agree, carry a man. You always, you in your heart of heart, you believe that even in the poverty of a man, there must be something. That is the grace that we carry. Sometimes it is like that, but please, it is not for Brother guys asking, because that is exactly what even in marriage we are facing. Try to state your position. Make your partner understand that at this moment you're not balanced. Because a wise girl should understand when you begin to see some things that usually happen not happening. Begin to use your head to know that maybe my guy is not balanced. That understanding will save you quarrel and save you stress. May God bless us in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Okay. Tochi. No, volume. Somebody can help me to answer.
What if, for instance, you are facing a situation whereby someone telling you
They are not hearing you. Even the videographer is not getting you.
I still
It's like your relationship is a little tough. So that you can't even talk again. Okay.
what if you are faced with a situation where someone says not doing it?
You're not doing it again.
And yet the person is telling you, okay, borrow me so amount.
Yet.
The person is asking you, let me see, give me some more. You borrow me like tell you certain amount to borrow.
Okay, but the person said he will not do again.
Yeah.
But he's still wanting you to borrow him money. Go ahead.
Sometimes be like,
Okay.
that is my in such situation, what they are going to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to advise you. The days we are into now, don't marry everybody and don't marry anybody. Know who you get married to. It is better to marry a very prospective, industrious, and strong guy, but poor. You know why? Somebody will get the head with ideas. A better pass person whether they give him 1 million every month without ideas. That is why it is not a guarantee that if you are from a rich family, you must be rich. They have the millions, but no head. But there are guys that if you place them in similar conditions, the sky will not be their limit. How can you be in a relationship and the guy had openly or boldly told you, he said, I no go do again. And you come under another platform to say, excuse me with your phone, let me check something. As who? Okay, shareholder in the company. Maybe he bought you the phone. Yes, he bought the phone. So from time to time, he will be. Now, the things you have collected from her, will you pay back again? In a relationship, it is asset and liability. When you say, I no go do again, whatever I am holding that belongs to you, forget it. Whatever you're holding that you have collected, go ahead with it. So you have no right whatsoever to come and excuse me of my phone under any guise. What do you want to do? You can blackmail me with that phone. It's a very delicate moment, so you don't take chances at that time. Because it don't leave you, but it will look for something to destroy your image. So they can download anything to your phone, post it in that short while the person is holding with your own account, and you're gone. You go explain, Taria.
No evidence.
Is it not your phone? Now my phone. Is that not your Facebook account? Now my own. So how? We don't have any business with your head. So number one error, no access to phone. Phone is your privacy. It is your privacy. Whether he bought it for you or not. Liability. It is not your own. Accept it. Then he told you, I don't want to do it again, and he's coming to collect money from you.
Borrow.
Whether collect or borrow, as who? Lapo? Because I don't understand. We were in a relationship, that is to show that even in the relationship he has been borrowing and collecting. So now he has withdrawn, but the financial link must be sustained. It doesn't work like that. If you do that, you are a fool forever. You don't need anybody to classify you. You're already a fool. You don't know yourself at all. Whatever was transpiring between the two of you ends from the day he said, I will not do again. If he needs money, let him check for another rich girl. Have something to do with her and still collect money from them. You are not the only one standing. So the one you have, keep it for yourself and start another relationship. So that one is not something that I will stress myself about. Because you are a thief for coming into a relationship that you have ended. You are a fraudster and you want to be borrowing money with. Are you issuing him a receipt? And you're just giving. It shows that if you borrow that money, it means say your heart still there. That is a fraudster. And how will you even collect? You want to collect now, you will hear the people, now you first. You know, go tell us what he don't give you before. Now that's small money where he collect from you. What about the ones he has been doing for you? He will now go home and start crying. So auntie, today is 28th of June. It is over between us. Monetary wise, privacy wise, spiritually wise, and otherwise. So everything is connected. The only thing we are free to be doing is greeting and exchanging pleasantries when we meet in public because we are not enemies. Full stop. Every other thing, you don't get boyfriend, fool, rubbish. What it concern you when I don't get another relationship? Are you a monitoring spirit? So you need to understand that you must set immediate and urgent boundaries so that the person can be away from you. If not, some will stalk you until if they hear, okay, this guy is coming. You don't ask her and say, hey, that girl, she's terrible. The mama confess wish for night, she confess for money. Stay away from her. Because why? They have broken up from you and they don't want you to have another relationship that will be profitable. So be wise as a young girl. Break up, break up. Some of you are just there. You broke up in the night. I just want to hear your voice before I sleep. It is gradually that I'll be forgetting you. Then they will use you and be making merchandise of the whole thing. And somebody had told you that it is over. You will now be picking your phone. Where are you? You know, you say we should be friends. I just want to be checking up on you. When will you learn lesson? You will understand. These are the things people do in secret, and you don't want to talk with somebody about it or talk to somebody to give you an idea on what to do. Walk away. That is the fastest way to heal yourself of any relationship. As you walk away, try to work on yourself. You say, better days ahead, better days ahead. But if you keep receiving calls from him or her, emotions, thoughts, they go, and you still be an emotional slave. So save yourself from that negative space. Finally, the long awaited question for Regina.
Somebody asked the question, not me.
Okay, please.
The question is, as a Christian brother or sister in a relationship, is it right for one to be honey? That's the question the person asked.
Honey.
People should explain for him. That you understand?
I don't understand.
Go ahead. And what do I do as a Christian when I am honey? Now, I want to ask my own question.
Okay.
For instance, you are in a relationship with somebody that when you have a misunderstanding.
Can I take this one first?
We're going to take the first
Yes.
one. Okay.
Because the one that is going Now, these are things you are thinking that you should not say or ask. And St. Paul brought it to bear. St. Paul's youth brought it to bear. In fact, they talked detailed things that I didn't even expect from them. That's why they refused to leave the discussion. And one of the questions is popping up. And I'm happy. Now let me even say this to you. If you are a single, whether Holy Ghost filled, whether you are a son to the Pope, or daughter to a reverend sister, or whatever you think you are, you're burning with all the fire in the whole kingdom of God. Any day you stay, 1 full month, 2 months, you don't feel honey, rush to teaching hospital and check yourself. I'm serious about this. It is medically proven. Every normal living thing that has sexology must understand that you, once in a month, must feel honey. As women have their flower, men will have their own feeling. Every month. Unless they carry you for prison, they catch you, you thief gold, you thief all that, then your mind no dey settle. Something happened to you, then your state of mind is already captured and enslaved. You will not be normal. So emotionally you can't connect. But for every healthy and normal, born again human being, you must feel honey. That is a sign to show that you're medically okay. If you don't feel honey, how can you make children? To be honey is not a sin, because you will need it in marriage. What you're pretending about today, you will need it in marriage. There will be a time that your partner will tell you, my friend got married from Abbey. They did distant marriage. The husband, Ogoja, she was in Ogobra. We're working in the same hospital. And they got married from distance. And the husband is an engineer. He will be moving from Ogoja once in a month to come and see the newly wedded wife. He said when he drives down from Ogoja to Bubra, he will just come sometimes in the evening. Then he will just lie down and sleep. My friend now told me, he said, Dave, my husband do that nonsense thing. For some time, he don't claim me. Say one day don't drive, so call land. Say, Chai, I tell you. And he took his bath and climbed the bed. Say, now leave her. At night, now I wake up, I tap her. I say, bro, sit down. Tell me today in this house, am I your sister or your wife? It was a serious matter that almost broke up. And the guy was trying to claim, stress, that driving this thing, I've been come from work. And he said, did I say you should go and climb Mount Everest? I only said, make love to me as your wife. We are not living in the same place. Then the small time you come like this, instead of you to make me your wife, you're making me your sister. You sleep back me, I sleep back you. For what? And they have to settle that matter that night. Listen to me. Be feeling honey. You think I'm joking? You must. Because it is a sign of health. How to manage the honey mood is where the problem comes. If you monitor yourself and check people's life, the most time people fall into fornication is the time when they are feeling honey. Because you're not able to manage it, you will look for a place to quench the honey and look for somebody to lick the honey. That is the problem. Then, when they have finished licking the honey and you have quenched your desire, that is when your eyes will be open like Adam and Eve. Who told you? He said, the woman you gave to be with me, gave me, and I ate. Okay, now there is the honey you said to me. So you cannot look at me as a pastor and tell me not to be honey. For what? Am I sick? Do I have fertility problem? It is very, very natural. And you must put check and control over that your honeymoon. That is where we say you have self-control. So take note, it is not a sin for you to feel honey, but manage your honeymoon so that it will not lead you into honeymoon. God bless you in Jesus' name. Let's take your next question.
Okay, my second question.
This one is your question. This one is your question.
Yeah, I say my second question.
Because the way some people are looking at me, they are looking at me with suspicion. Let me ask you a very direct question. All of us went in here. If you know you don't feel honey, carry on. You don't feel honey. And you are a medical personnel.
I can never do that.
In fact, he should be telling us from the background of medical this to corroborate with what I'm saying. Nobody. That's why I want you to be very practical. This is a practical class. So when I'm not letting him confuse us, he brought confusion. If you know you don't need to feel honey, carry on. Including my pastor here, carry on. So you can if you don't that the Bible cannot withstand the discussion again. The truth is that if you don't feel honey, you will never have desire for marriage. Yes. So what drives you? Now God created the honey, put inside. And when the honey becomes too honey, you will begin to find a wife. And when you find the wife, then you will stabilize the honeymoon. And it becomes honeymoon for you. So that is the business of God. You cannot change it. Everything about honey is holy. All right. Take your question.
My question. For instance, you are in a relationship with somebody that I like talking. And then you're in a relationship with somebody that maybe you have a misunderstanding and you are this kind of person that you want to talk about it at that point. Or maybe you would like to give some time and then talk about it. But when you bring up the issue, the person is being dismissive of your feelings or what you have to say. What will you do?
Now let me give you advice. In making your choice for marriage, understand the different nature of human beings. If you know you are an extrovert, don't marry an extrovert. You will not understand. If you know you are this person that is very over and extremely social and you talk a lot, don't marry a man that is like that because you will have continuous clash. God is beautifully arranging things and had already finished arranging things. If you look at marriages, you will discover a sequence that was not humanly calculated. You will discover that one person is loud, the other person is cool. And you'll be wondering, now how is the day so? Check. One person will be aggressive and the other person will be a very calm person. It is done on spiritual purpose. One, God did it purposely, that's what I mean. So that the day the fire service man will come, will meet a woman that is a shock absorber. He said, Daddy, what is it? That what is it? Remember, it takes two to tango, it takes two to quarrel, it takes two to fight. By the time you push up a fight and you think I'm going to respond, and I now brought water and poured on the fire, will you fight again? You will not. So that is how God has designed marriage to be. But by the time you marry fire for fire, me, I am a fire service staff. You are a fire service staff. See, if you try me, say, hey, shit near me. Have you seen women and men like that? Oh, come on, you joking, like you are joking. When I never see husband and wife where husband will tell the wife, he says, see, if you open your mouth there again, I'll deal with you. He said, no, go do anything. You know? And some women will say, today, I'm ready for you. Ho, ho. And before you realize, everywhere is hot. But imagine that woman that you married, or that man that you married, sometimes it can be the man, very calm, peacemakers, blessed as a peacemaker, for what will happen to them. So when you see this other person talking and you begin to calm down, there will never be any serious fight because you are not agreeing with the person's terms of problems. Now, to her interest in that question, he said there is an issue, and each time I say let us have a round table. Even if you don't have a table in your house, you can just do a standing meeting. A round floor, anything. There must be a meeting point. You say, okay, can we discuss this? And the person dismisses you all the time. One sign the person is showing you is that the person is showing you that he is not ready for that relationship to enjoy peace. Because anybody who wants to promote peace in marriage or relationship must always create room for discussion and dialogue. If there is an issue and we don't talk, how do we reach a compromise for apologies and for peace? It means that the person can nurse and harbor. No, forget about it. It's a lie. Don't weigh even small issues in your relationship. Because some people have case files with dating. This day you do like this, they write down. As they are not answering, don't think they are not recording it against you. The day they will burst, the whole world will hear. So the better for us in every relationship, force discussion to happen. Because marriage, in its nature, one of the major reasons, like I told you from the beginning, is for friendship. You can marry and stay for 1 month without having sex, you will not even know. But when there is friendship, oh my God, you will enjoy your marriage. So sex is not everything, you get tired of it. So by the time, even in your marriage as a wife or a husband, you bring issue for discussion and the other person dismisses you, you are not in a healthy relationship. Because one day, the person will tell you, on so and so date, you did like this, so and so date. And my mother told me that if a woman does these things consistently, that woman is a bad woman. Please, it is over. Because why? The person refused to discuss with you. If you don't discuss with me, how will you know the reasons why I did what I did? How can you even in the first place understand the true version of the story you would have heard or my action that I took? So you must marry or be in a relationship with a listening partner. Somebody, look, if you want to be a good husband, you must be ready to listen to a woman who you call your wife. Because my wife will always come and say, see, the film where I watch, waiting concern me with your film. This AI, you know, like, oh God. Upon the data you are using, you will still come and say, that guy do something for that film, waiting concern me. But because I'm your husband, I will just be listening. I will listen until sometimes I will not say anything. You say, you didn't talk anything. What do you want me to say? But I will give you the audience because that is why I am there. I am your gist mate. But anybody who is not accepting you as a gist mate and sensitive issues, you say don't talk, the person does not want peace, the person is not ready to continue for long in that relationship, and the person is not in an actual sense interested in that relationship. Otherwise, the person would have given you audience to express yourself and make things right when you need to make them right. The best way to work on yourselves in a relationship is to give allowance for errors and mistakes. Mother Teresa said, a good marriage is a product of two good forgivers. And if there must be forgivers, there must be offenders. So you must create ways, give room, know the humanity in everybody, and know that this person can offend me. Me, I can also offend the person. Because it the Young that said, if you burn the bridge to which you cross to make peace with somebody, the day the person, you will offend the person. Now when you go past, come make the peace. So we must understand this. A dismissing guy and a dismissing girl is not ready for a long-lasting relationship. So better for you, take your decision or you take your flight. Until you see now. Okay, let's hear break up. We've not heard from you. Robbie is now got an inspiration from my friend.
Bye. Bye, Bam. Okay, Daddy, in a case where you have a friend and whether male or female, the person now is always saying, this is who I am, and you met me like this. Really, you like me like this, I cannot change. If you don't like me like this, you can go. Then you try to talk to that person that there's no standard, like this is how it's supposed to be at all times. You need to bend your own to suit another person's own so that the people can blend to have maybe, if not 100% or a greater percentage. If that person consistently says, this is who I am, without even wanting to change at any point, what should be your advice?
My brother, let me tell you the truth. You see, man, you are not yourself until you get married. Both male and female. You never know who you be until you get married. Marriage will shape you. Marriage will hold your head and bend it. Marriage will recreate you to what it wants you to be. So whatever you are as a single does not really count when you get married. It's only little signs and futures that you will see. Because they say people that they change, marriage will change you by force. And so when you see a partner in a relationship that is not ready to even shift grounds for you, it's number one, a strong display of pride. And it's not good for a relationship. No matter who you are in this life, you must always learn to bend. You must try to be flexible. Because if you are not dynamic in your nature, there are circumstances that will happen to you. Some people say, me, I need a forgive person. Now, because something never happened, when we warrant their forgiveness. You cannot be so rigid. You must, have this flexibility. Because take for instance, say, me, if you do something to me, my wife tries it, I will not. The day your wife will do that thing to you, now you go see yourself looking for a way to call back that your position, that you don't forgive people. Because life has a way of correcting people's errors. You cannot be in a relationship and you say, this is who I am. Please, who are you? Are you the first man or the first woman on earth? In as much as we are not perfect, please, don't take a position that you cannot sustain. And don't take a position that would be detrimental to your relationship. Because I tell you the truth, no man will marry a girl or a woman that is rigid. We must be flexible. You see yourself when you get married, washing plates and even children's clothes. But originally in your father's house, you need a wash, they use machine, they wash clothes. But marriage will carry you, keep you for a kitchen stool and your washing plate. So if you are, this is who I am, and you cannot bend, you cannot say, I'm sorry. That's how some people tell you. A member of our church told me outside there, he's married. Say, Daddy, you see me so? Yeah, let me tell woman, I'm sorry. I say, what? And his home is not very okay as I speak. They are living like two strangers in the same room. That's just what it's going to be. You are not perfect. I am not perfect. We must always shift grounds to make sure that our relationship works. Today, you want me to do this for the sake of relationship. Relationship involves sacrifice as well as marriage. So don't stand where you are. Maybe because now you get money, or because maybe you come from a good family or a well-to-do family. You say, me, this is who I am. No, you don't have an identity until the one marriage gives to you. And you begin it with your relationship. Nobody is at any perfect state in every relationship. And if it happens to you, please, give her time or give him time. Continue working on the fence. Continue talking to her or him. If you see that that is the person's nature that she has resolved to take, and you cannot condone it, you know what to do for yourself. Because when you enter marriage with that kind of person, you will be in bondage, like Kenneth the Comfort. So you must be very, very careful on what you are doing. Don't pick somebody because the person is so beautiful, the person has oil like cumbia, the person is doing that, and you say, even if you read it, now my choice, even if you do like this, now my choice, it will clear you when you enter marriage. Don't take for granted what you should take very seriously. Don't allow emotions to becloud your sense of reasoning. But always understand that everything you see in marriage is not film trees. It's very, very real. And it starts with your relationship. What you cannot accept in marriage, please correct it now. Because marriage is not the best place to correct issues now that you're related. So that if the person don't be correct, the person can be. Thank you very much. All right. Who was that lifted? He brought me again. If you're busy, let me take another person. Okay. Lizzie, have you asked a question? Ask them.
Okay. In a situation where there's this agreement, there's a commitment, and as a girl, you're the one doing the funding, you're funding the relationship, and maybe at the long run you find out that you're just a tool for retaliation. Maybe the guy you're spending for, he has spent for somebody before, and the person broke his heart, and that guy is now using you as a tool for retaliation. That is to get back what he spent for the other person, and the guy is not ready to back down because of what he's gaining. What are you going to do?
In the first place, how did you get to meet this kind of person? Now, how you tell me that? How did you meet this kind of merchant? He's a love merchant. Uses place on your emotions, drain you financially. I had a relationship with Esther. Esther sucked me up and now woke up one day and said, Oga, it is finished. After I have spent so much on Esther, then I said, I will not be alone in this matter. I now came to Lizzie. Lizzie, we are now dating. I started draining Lizzie to recover from what Esther did to me. I think that's your question. That's what I'm asking. How did you get to that kind of agitation here? Because I don't think the person can be found in this church. So the person is an emotional merchant, playing on your emotions and draining you up. Simple advice, end the relationship. As you go home, end it. Don't keep it again. I don't have further advice to you because the person never came for the purpose of love. He came just to milk you up and at the end, and just leave you. And they can even go as far as they, I need this. They'll be pressing home demands upon demands. And at the end, when they discover that you're broke, that fly away, Peter. Okay. So end that relationship. Let it not continue. Okay. Can I help? You want to? Okay.
Okay, my question, I just
Beyond the window, so that somebody can help me answer it. Please.
Okay, I'm just seeking for your advice for one who started a relationship with somebody and you get to find out that this person is still having, let me say, emotional baggage or injuries from past relationships.
Okay.
And it's putting it on you. If you, for example, if you go out and you overstay your time, you'll be on security. So you're cheating on me, or like that. So how do you deal with this kind of person?
That is a spillover from the past relationship. And he's thinking that, well, in such cases, you may not blame the fellow. The fellow is a victim of emotional trauma. Sometimes I will ask you basic questions like, when did that incident or breakup happen? Is it like likely recent? How many months or something like that before he met you? But if it has taken long and the person is still behaving that way, it means that the person has allowed that experience to recreate him to become a monster that he was not. And you will not be at the receiving end of what you did not start. You people should be listening to the way I engage. I'm not the finality of whatever advice I give to you, but I give you at the best of my experience. Some of the things I tell you are from experiential, knowledge. I engage with people, issues that have come before me, and I pick them up to tell you. So that they say experience is the best teacher. I do not agree with that totally. How many of us have died before? If you want to experience death, die before, then you know how death used to be. Then before you come and tell us. You cannot tell us what you have not experienced, if that statement is very correct. So don't wait until it happens to you. Learn from other people's experiences. Now, I was not the one who broke your heart. You only now came and met me. You are now transferring the effect of what happened to you yesterday into my own relationship. You shouldn't bear the brunt of what you did not cause. First instance, sit the person down. Advise the person. I understand the state of your mind. I know what really transpired like you told me. But can you walk up yourself to this current and present relationship and know that I am not her? And I am not also envisaging that it will happen or end like that with me. So be my own boyfriend, not the boyfriend of that girl that broke your heart. And can we start on a new slate? Don't always feel like if I go out, I'm cheating. That's not me. So your work is to make sure that you prove a point differently from what happened to him over a time. But if he refuses to be healed, you are not a miracle worker. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Don't overlook this very aspect. Because till today, as I speak with you, there are husbands and wives that are accusing each other and suspecting one another of cheating. It started like this. A man that will not trust you for who you are, a woman that will not trust you for who you are, may never trust you even in marriage. So you better kill some of those things. Give him time to heal. Keep working on him. But if he refuses to heal, then God can do the miracle, not you. So you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Please. Okay. Okay. Somebody want a question, sir.
Okay.
Follow-up question or explanation?
Follow up, should I say
Advice.
advice?
Yes.
No, not the question. Alright, Daddy, I've also seen a situation where some people use, should I say blackmail, not even using emotional, as adults blackmail.
Okay.
Because, okay, I broke up with this person and he did this thing to me. Coming to you now, as a man now, I'll be like, please, sometimes when I shout at you, just understand it's because something is still paining me. Yeah. So I would like to advise us. I would like to advise us, as the ladies or anybody in this kind of issue, don't look at it and say, don't look at that person, whether male or female, out of pity and say it's because it's coming out from that.
So let me
that thing is doing that you don't like, say it out. Because if you continue it like that, that person will live with it. It now become a pattern that one day it will now tell you this is how we started. So it will be hard now to change. So please, even if that person is just coming out from that injury, it's better to even tell him immediately.
And you start working on
let him heal better.
You see what I told you? So don't allow it to become a pattern. If not, you will be at the receiving end and it will become a standard. So if you try and you cannot heal him out of that, you are not a miracle worker. Allow God to do his part. Then you walk out. Moses, yes, clan head. I want to say it. Praise the clan head of that.
I have a question. You are in a relationship, when both of you are early.
Okay, you two of them work.
Yes.
Okay.
When both of you are early. So, you are not hearing me?
Yes, sir. You say you are in a relationship where two of you are earning cash. You work. You are giving employment.
But the girl refused to
support.
spend on herself.
Okay, on herself. It's very important question. Please, let's be very calm.
And the girl refused to spend on herself based on because you are the guy in the relationship, so you have to take the responsibility
Of yourself and herself.
You get it right. So, as a process, maybe whereby maybe you have some plenty cash and she's away. Cash. At that process, maybe you have a project in your phone. So, and she know that you have money.
Okay, you have money and you have a project.
Yes. So at that time, she come and be asking you for the money.
Money, give me, I need this, I need
And
that.
as if you refuse giving her the money at that period, does it mean that you are stingy?
You're not stingy.
I like the way you put the question at the last thing. Does it mean you are stingy? And you were very careful to articulate your points. You arranged them the way that even the person answering you will answer you perfectly well. Be very clear. Look, let me advise you. Again, know who you are doing relationship with. Some people are only seen around. Whether they are myopic or whatever, they don't see beyond the circle where they are standing. Don't marry that kind of person. No vision, no ambition, nothing. All they feel is that immediate needs might be the best. Whether it is in the scale of preference, good or not, they must. That's the kind of nature that person has. The person is, number one, self-stingy. And if you marry that kind of person, you must walk extra mile to continue to bear the burden of that person. In fact, even great-grandfather can die twice. Her great-grandfather can die twice. Because the person will so drain you if you allow the pattern to remain. Such people are never satisfied with what you give them. They feel it is a right for you to do everything for their family. And let me tell you, if you get married, place your family, your immediate family, number one. Let me tell you the secret and the reason. If you come, carry woman, person daughter, come keep. She sit down, she's now looking like one bush baby. And she's not well cared for. And you are now taking care of your parents, your sisters, her sisters. There will be the same that will tell you, say, see, you don't go carry person, you don't get money to marry, don't marry. See, and now, they have forgotten that your money is the one they are using to go to school. You're sending food for them, and you're abandoning your immediate family. You are a fool. The measure of a man is a reflection of his immediate family. When they see your wife come and say, ha, I remember David's wife, so You're not there, but praises are going ahead of you. That's why the Bible tells you that the hair he gave to the women is for the glory of their husband. That is a represent you anywhere they go to. Now you marry somebody and you say that the person has money but refuses to take care of herself. This is the reason why we organize this class. The person has this mentality that 100%, her own is even worse, say 100% burden should come from the guy. The person is self-stingy and the person has bad intentions in that relationship. So, she knows that you have a project and she's also aware. Funny enough, the person met a guy that is not stingy and does not have financial secret.
If you used to do before, so along the line, like when the project so you have to abandon. It's not as if you have to abandon her. Like you just keep her aside.
Then face the project. I understand you. I'm coming to that point. Then the person now knows that you don't have financial secret. Everything you have, she knows. Yes. And the person is taking advantage of it. Now you have told the guy, the lady, he said, well, as a this, I will make a build small house so that in case we get money on the whole village, will they stay there. And the person ignored that big talk when you talk so tell her. And now somebody just give you like 500K, 2.something million. He said, I did so now. For about 2 months, I never used better hair. And you never even buy me clothes for how many? Because the person saw the money. Yes. That person is a devourer. He's a devourer. The person may not be planning to stay with you to live in that house. Because every right-thinking girl will first advise, as you are funding the relationship, please, what are your plans in future? If you are dating a man and you don't trouble him to know his plans about the future, what the future holds for the two of you, you are an evil girl. Your interest should not be in what you get from the guy at the immediate, but ask the guy, in the next 3 years, how are we going to sustain this home if we get married? That if you have a girl that is always interested in what are you planning, what are you planning, what are you planning for yourself, please don't leave that one. That one is worth more than anything you can ever think of. Because there are some of those women we call triggers. If you marry them, they are catalytic in nature. You know, if you rest, they will tell you, let's say, we'll go home, go start to dig foundation. Even if not 3 bags of cement, you go mold blocks with. That is a wife for you. That is a wife for you. Not the one that sits and tell you, I beg you, no bill, maybe they no come kill you, leave me now. You say your husband should not bill, so that they will not come and kill him. And if your husband says, okay, I want to invest in business, say, hey, now so your friend may put money for business is lost, so just put up for bank, they move. That's the kind of girl that person is. Please, my advice to you, dear sir, let the girl be. The good thing is that she's earning money. Is she giving you the money? No. Let the girl be. If she wants to walk naked on the street, let the girl walk naked on the street. Do the project. When you finish the project, she will like it. If she doesn't like the project, then she can excuse herself. Don't fold your hands, because tomorrow, if you cannot show for anything, I don't get future with poor people. Buy her all the wigs and everything. Tomorrow she will call you poor to your face and tell you that for the years where I don't date you, what have you achieved? So, hammer on achievement. While you take care of her at your own best, you don't face achievement or project 100%, then you know when they touch her small. Touch her small. If you reject, carry and put for envelope, keep. You give her. If you reject, carry and put for envelope. Before you realize, show her the money where you don't reject over 1 month. But let your project continue. If the relationship does not continue because you're not doing, body project, please adjust yourself and think wise.